There is no God worthy of worship except for Allah. And I mean it. This is one of the most mind-blowing blessings I've ever experienced, especially since reverting, but I would say throughout my entire life. So I'm going to just kind of jump into this a little bit. Some of you guys have noticed, you'd be like, why do you look like you're crying? I was crying. I still recorded, still showed up for you guys because I'm tired of you guys hurting too. But me and my fiance split up, right? We planned marriage, kids, all that stuff. Now I'm not going to spill out all the dirty laundry and go into that. But what I really want to share with you guys was getting over it. So abandonment is a serious issue for me. I always have a hard time letting go of people. Like my entire life, it has been extremely difficult. My little brother passed away whenever I was in high school, and ever since then, it has been hard. It has been hard to walk away from anybody at any point in time. If I care about them, I'm the type of person where I will be there until my last breath. I don't care. I feel like everything is fixable with communication. Like communication will solve any problem. Figure out what's hurting you, figuring out what's upset with you. Let me make adjustments. You make adjustments. Let's make this good. And so, in other words, giving up's not my thing. Not in the slightest bit. And especially after reverting, none of you guys told me that dating as a Muslim sucks, by the way. You guys hid this from me. Nobody let me know that, whenever you start dating and you have these Islamic beliefs, it's going to make it difficult. It's going to be super challenging. But that's another story. We'll talk about that later. But I was broken like normal initially, right? The initial shock of everything hurt. I said shit I didn't mean. I did dumb stuff, the whole bullshit that normally you do during a breakup. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But I am proud of myself. I handled it fairly well. When I was younger, I didn't take it as well. It was really difficult to let go of people. This time, I kept myself under control as best as possible, and I did pretty good. I am proud of myself the way I was able to handle it and just choke my emotions a little bit and just ease through it and trusting God. And really that came from trusting God. That really just came from pure blind faith. And I cannot express to you the importance of blind faith. Because if you don't have blind faith, I don't think you got faith at all. Really, if you can't just kick back in horrible moments where you are just destroyed mentally and just trust God's got you and it'll be okay, then you probably don't have much faith at all. It is crucial. If you don't have that, I'm not judging you, but you should look into it. You should really start stepping back and stop trying to control everything and just give God the control. Just be like, hey, whatever's best for me, go for it. Whatever I'm supposed to learn, let's do it. But there was a system and a process this time that changed everything for me. Changed my whole perspective. It was crazy. It was like I maxed out and got 99 defense on RuneScape. I mean, I'm talking tank mode. I don't know why I was so blessed this time. I don't understand it, but I am. So I feel really good. I feel really happy. I'm super clear and super clean mentally. And I want to share with you guys all the steps that took. And I really believe this was from God guiding me 100%. This didn't come from myself. This isn't what I do. I crumble. I break. I'm just a normal human with tons of trauma from my past, and it sits in my mind and it eats at me internally and all that, so much bad stuff that didn't happen. That really didn't happen. I've never experienced this before. And the way I know it's really changed is I was tested afterwards. I'm not going to expose her, do none of that crap. That's stupid. But I was tested afterwards. There was something that happened and I was able to be completely fine with it, completely emotionally disconnected and just hope for the best, right? Pray for her. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she figures out life and pray that she heals from whatever pain that I've caused her. And I don't know how. There's no other explanation besides God. Really no explanation besides God guiding me in this situation. So I know I'm fumbling around a bunch, but the first step, we're just going to go for it. The first step is pray. Seriously, the first step is pray. Look, I get it. Some people that are watching this channel are Quran only. Some people follow Sunni Hadith. Some people follow Shia Hadith. Look, I study all of it. I like all of it. Of course, I have certain issues that I brought up in the past, but I think you can take good from all these sources. The reason why I'm saying this is it doesn't matter what specific lane of Islam you're following. We're taught to either pray 3 times a day or 5 times a day, right? Well, pray more. Why can't we pray more? Just keep praying. Every time you feel this pain, go pray. I'm serious. Just go talk to God. And the difference in this one was asking forgiveness, right? Nobody's perfect, right? And I'm not going to say I caused this, I'm also not going to back down and just be like, oh, I was the entire problem. Not true. Not true in the slightest bit. But when you go into prayer, ego out the window. Ego out the window entirely. Just pure humility. Ask God for forgiveness. Ask God to heal them from whatever you caused them. Nobody's perfect. Seriously. No relationship is perfect. Nobody is done perfect in their relationship. It doesn't matter if 99% of the problems happened in your relationship because of the other person. That 1% still weighs on you. That 1% you still could have done better. So I think it's really crucial asking God, one, forgiveness for yourself, right? Because none of us are perfect. We should be asking for forgiveness all the time. But two, asking them to take care of and heal the person, regardless of the situation, regardless of how bad they screwed you over. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you actually cared about the person you're with, you're going to hope for them the best, whether they're with you or not. But step one is pray. It sounds pretty simple, but it works. It seriously works. It helps a lot. And the prayer this time was slightly different because instead of asking God to heal the relationship and bring her back in my life and make all these things that I wanted happen, I asked God for strength instead. I asked God, hey, help me get through this. If we get back together, we separate, if I was supposed to be with somebody else, like all of that, no, I wasn't talking about none of it. It was like, give me the strength to get through whatever this is, and you decide what happens next. I'm not deciding anything. I'm not asking for anything besides just give me the ability to get through it. Like submission to God, I think is how prayers really get answered. I can't prove that, I'm not going to like sit here and tell you like that's the magic secret because I don't think there is one. But from my experiences since reverting, it's whenever I fully let go and fully step back and fully submit is whenever things start happening good for me. Whenever they start getting answered and it's like answered fast. So of course, step one, connection with God. Most important thing, if you're praying 3 times a day, 5 times a day, it doesn't matter. Just add more on there. Anytime you start to feel the pain, go to prayer. We're going to seek advice from people regardless. We're going to try to reach out to friends and family. I don't really got that privilege. I don't really have like people close to me like that. I have you guys, like arguably, like you guys know more about me than most of the people in my actual life. Don't feel sorry for me. I live a good life. Don't worry about it. But we're going to reach out, right? We're going to try to talk to people. Well, the best person to talk to, or not person, but the best thing to talk to is going to be God. God knows more than a therapist or anybody that ever exists. So seeking advice from God, I think, is going to be the best bet, arguably, by far arguably. Now, step 2. This is where I say God had to have been guiding me because I've never done this before. It wasn't through my own mind. It was like just action. It just started happening and I just like immediately clicked, started feeling really good, very lifted. So I'm going to share the whole system with you. So step 2 was focus on the things you can control. So we can't control other people. Let that go. If you want to control somebody or you want them to come back to you or you want them to apologize, don't worry about it. Never going to happen. You can't force it to happen. That is up to them. So you have to disconnect from all of things that you physically can't control. You can't control other people no matter how much you want to do it. So whenever I say focus on the things you can control, what I did personally was immediately cleaned. I cleaned the apartment, cleaned everything up, right? Got everything in order, did my dishes, and I know it sounds silly, but doing the dishes is like a familiar friend. It's a weird thing. It's something that's always there, like chores are always there. But this gives you a bit of structure and stability and at least a clean environment to be in. Now, granted, like my place wasn't really dirty, but still making sure everything was pristine. Cleaned up the bathroom, cleaned up the kitchen, cleaned up the bedroom. I don't have a whole lot of furniture, so it wasn't that bad, but at least picking things up and putting it into place gave me a sense of satisfaction. Let me know that I do have some structure in my life. I have an ability to control a certain amount of things, and it takes a bit of your power back. And also it gives you kind of a dopamine, serotonin kind of boost thing because you're accomplishing things. You're doing things you need to be doing anyways. So fold that laundry, sweep your floors, mop your floors, whatever you got to do, clean your entire area spotless. If you are hurting, I promise you, cleaning your environment will not make the pain worse. Now, this is where it starts getting kind of sticky and psychological. So step 3 is know who the hell you are. And yeah, I say that with ego. Know who you are. Because when you go through breakups, you're going to say mean things. They're going to say mean things. You guys are tearing each other apart. Breakups aren't easy. Nobody feels good during them. Everybody's hurt. And quite often when people are hurt, they hurt others. I know it's a silly thing with humans. Like we lash out and try to hurt each other as a way to communicate that we're in pain or as maybe a way to stop the pain. I don't know. But it's not going to stop the pain. It's just going to make it worse. Hurting others doesn't communicate that you are in pain. Hurting others communicates that you don't care about other people's pain. So if you could be a bit of a punching bag, do it. Do it as best as possible. But always block the person, cut the person off before lashing out on them. Because you can't take back words. You can ask for forgiveness maybe, but if you say something really messed up, that's going to hurt that person and it may stay with them for a long time. If you were with this individual and it's like to the extent of a divorce, you know you don't want to hurt them. You know you love them. You know you care about them. You're just hurt, so you're lashing out. So know who the hell you are. And this goes into self-identity. So whenever we're in relationships that are long-term or marriages, right, if you're doing it the proper Islamic way, what happens is your identity gets tied to being married. It gets tied to your husband. It gets tied to your wife. And that's part of your self-identity is serving the person you're with. A lot of your time is going to be based around serving that individual, making them food or doing things for them, just gestures, acts of kindness, spending time together at the end of the night. Your identity gets really intertwined with that person, like genuinely. So whenever I talk about self-identity, you go online and you get these like long lists of self-identity characteristics. And therapists tell you to pick 5 self-identity characteristics. I say 7. Like if you have an IQ above 80, you probably need 7 of them. But I do believe in long-term relationships, some of those self-identity characteristics get replaced with them, right? So their name will pop up in response to some other things, right? Because you're sacrificing time, you're sacrificing energy, you're giving love and energy to this individual. So this is a really crucial time. If you're going through divorce or like excruciating pain, and I guess this could also be like if somebody passed away, like that could apply to this as well. Because it's pretty similar, right? They're gone. They're gone. They're not coming back. It's similar to somebody passing away. It really is, especially with like blocking each other and all kinds of stuff. It's just over with. So going through your self-identity characteristics is pretty crucial. And what you need to do is find the things that you sacrifice for that person, which is pretty much a requirement of marriage. No two people are the same. And filling in those gaps as quickly as possible. Whenever you fill in those gaps, you get back to you versus you combined with somebody else. And this is going to be really important in getting you back on your own feet. Now, to explain that a little bit deeper, our self-identity really comes around the 4 outlets that everybody needs to be happy. So these 4 outlets can be in any order. It just all depends on the individual and what your needs are. You guys will understand in a second. The first one I always say is a religious or like a spiritual outlet, like prayer. The second one is a creative outlet, creative writing, painting. The third one is a physical outlet, going to the gym, walking, running, whatever physical activity you like. And the fourth one is the social outlet. Now, when we get into marriages, we do cut these out. We cut some of them out, right? Especially like social outlet. For me personally, like I don't really speak to women, like even on like Instagram and doing social media, it's very limited. It's just not my thing. I just would rather not, I expect the same thing in return, but at the same time, it's like you cut out a good social structure, right? Like I'll be loyal to a fault, to be honest, like to a fault. I'll be loyal and you stab me in the back a million times and I'm still going to stay with it. But find a scenario to replace these things because you're going to cut them out in marriages. I mean, why do you need a massive social structure if you're married, right? Sure, having some friends and speaking to family and stuff, positive, beneficial, that's important. But it's not going to be like really large. You're not going to be like introducing new people into your life once you're married, unless it's children, of course. But anyways, take that information, go through your self-identity characteristics, line out exactly who you are, go through your 4 outlets, see if there's anything missing, and fill in the gaps. This is the best I felt in a long time. Like I feel better now than even before we got together when I was single previously, like a while ago. This is the most clear my head has felt in a very, very long time. So maybe this is just beneficial in how you're supposed to live in general. I don't know. Are we on step 4 or is it step 3? I can't remember. Step 3 or 4. Focus on your diet. Eat good. Most people fall into gluttony so hard. So divorces and breakups, people fall to temptation left or right. It is more important right now to not let any of it in. People will turn to substances and alcohol and all kinds of just horrible things for their life. It's like they're in pain, so they cause themselves more pain. I don't know why we do it, but we do it. So stay away from all of it. Don't do it. Don't let it into your life. It sucks. It's not going to help you. And not only that, go eat clean. I've been on a carnivore only diet, which is probably also why I'm like feeling really good, where I'm eating like ground lamb, ground beef, a little bit of like some low carb, like high protein bread and some cheese. Like that's it. It's very, very minimal on the carbs. pretty much pure carnivore. I feel good. I look good right now, just going to the gym and everything. Like, try it, give it a shot. You know, it might not be for you, but for me, I feel great right now. And I just want you guys to feel the same way. Like, genuinely, why I'm saying this is because I am so tired of seeing people in pain. These divorces and this like breakup culture, like it's so socially acceptable. I need people to pull out of this because that breaks people, and especially men. I understand there's women that watch this too, but I need to speak to the men a little bit real quick. So guys, if you're watching this and you are going through this situation in pure pain, you are not alone, I promise. Do not be a statistic. Do not end up on another statistic. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You can get through this. I promise you, you can get through it. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not one that's easy to get through situations like this. I have trauma from my little brother dying. It is hard. Like, I don't feel this way ever whenever I lose people. So I'm telling you guys, you can feel better. If I can, you definitely can. And there's a good chance you have a bit more of a support structure than I do. And if you don't, reach out to people. But bro, please seek help. I don't care if you got to call one of like the corny hotline. I'll pop it up. I'll pop up one of the corny hotline numbers. Call it. Call it. Nobody's judging you. They're not going to judge you. Do not be a statistic because men don't have help. People don't care about our emotions. People don't care about our pain. It's like, oh, you're a guy. Get over it. And then the girl runs off and everybody supports them. And to be fair, that's what they need, right? It's beautiful that at least one side of the fence gets it. So because we don't get it, we need to figure out a way to pick ourselves up off the ground because it is too rough right now. People are getting torn apart, men and women both, from divorces. But the men don't really have support afterwards. And so go do something. Go to the gym. I'm telling you, going to the gym is just insane. I don't even care. You could be 480 pounds. Go to the gym. I'm telling you, nobody's going to judge you. If you're one of the people that's overweight, nobody's going to judge you in the gym. I worked in the fitness industry for years. I lost 50 pounds of fat in 3 months, put on like 30 pounds of muscle within the next 8 months. I'll pop up before and after pictures. I'm telling you, the gym will save your life. It will change you, right? Prayer, self-identity, diet, gym. You have to do these things and it will get you up off the ground. Take back control over your life so you can get up and fight another day. So now I kind of want to address the Islamic dating scene because this is where it gets messy. For me, it's pretty difficult because I'm a revert. I'm still learning. There's so many different things. Like, I pray like a madman, but there's so many little nuanced things, and it depends if they're like Salafi, like Sunnis, or Shias. It's just so many different moving parts for me. And I don't want to show up and be in a woman's life and then their parents get mad at her because like I'm some like arrogant asshole on the internet. So for me, I step out of it. But if you're like born Muslim, go to your mosque is the best advice I got. But outside of that, I've heard it's pretty difficult. I've heard it's extremely difficult. Like, a lot of the women have also complained about it. Said it's like really hard because like the best of the men get married immediately in life. You know, they're like 22, they get married off. But I also think outside of it, it's still difficult. You know, it is still difficult for anybody. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Please take care of yourselves. I hope this really helps. I really, really pray that this touches some of you people because I know I'm not the only one going through this. I've gotten the messages. People sign up for the consulting all the time for these situations specifically. And by the way, right at the end, if there is jinn attached to your partner, there's not much you can do. I left this at the end for a reason. There's not much you can do. I want you guys to know that you can try your hardest and try to lead them towards the light, but if they're not going to go for it, you have to walk away or at least let them walk away. They'll continue to tear you apart. If it's attached to your partner, there's not much you can do if they're not willing to get help or make progress in their own life. But that's all I got for today. Rant over. I love you guys. I'm going to try to keep up the consistency. I'm like high energy right now. I feel really good. So right now it's just at the point of making sure I have like cool topics that people are interested in. But I will see you guys in the next one.